All right, so we're diving deep into Tata Elxsi today.
Yeah,
We're going to take a close look at their financials
really get into it.
and see just how well this whole design digital strategy is working out for them.
It's a fascinating story.
Do you want to know if they're a good investment, right?
Absolutely.
So we got to look at all the important stuff.
Revenue growth, profitability.
Yeah, cash flow, the whole picture.
Those juicy details.
Now, Tata Elxsi's success is really tied to some major industry shifts.
Like the move towards electric vehicles.
And software-defined vehicles, too.
Exactly.
And we can't forget about the rise of digital healthcare.
It's a rapidly growing space.
But of course, it's not all smooth sailing,
Right. They're facing some stiff competition.
especially from those big global tech companies.
Yeah, those giants are moving into the ER&D space.
So it's a competitive landscape for sure.
Makes it even more interesting to analyze.
Let's kick things off with the fundamentals.
All right, back to basics.
Their annual reports, they paint a pretty impressive picture.
Yeah, they do.
Revenue has been steadily climbing,
It's been a good trend.
reaching a solid year of 3,552.1 crores in FY24.
That's a significant number.
It's a 13% jump year over year.
Healthy growth.
And if we take a step back and look at the past few years,
Let's see the bigger picture.
it's a consistent upward trend.
Upward and to the right.
2,470.8 crores in FY22.
Okay.
3,144.7 crores in FY23.
And then
And then that big leap in FY24.
impressive consistency.
This consistent growth, it really points to the effectiveness of their design digital strategy.
You're right. It's a key differentiator for them.
This focus on design-led engineering,
It's not just about the technology.
it's about understanding the user experience
Absolutely.
and creating solutions that truly meet the market's needs,
And those needs are growing.
especially in those hot sectors like automotive and healthcare.
Right. The demand for ER&D services is booming.
And Tata Elxsi is riding that wave.
They're well positioned.
Their work on autonomous network platforms like Neuron,
It's cutting edge stuff.
it's a prime example of their innovative approach.
Neuron, it's like a self-driving system for telecom networks.
Wow, that's fascinating.
It allows operators to automate.
To become more efficient.
Yeah, more efficient, more cost effective.
And we can't forget about their connected vehicle platform, Tether.
Already running in over 1 million Tata Motors vehicles.
Over 1 million. That's incredible.
It's transforming the driving experience.
So how does Tether actually work?
It enables seamless connectivity,
Okay,
advanced infotainment,
I see.
and enhanced safety features.
Like a smart car, a connected car.
Exactly.
So they're not just designing products.
No, they're not.
They're shaping entire
We're
experiences
thinking bigger.
on the road in our digital lives.
It's about the whole ecosystem.
Now let's talk profitability,
All right, let's get to the bottom line.
because we need to understand how those impressive revenue numbers translate into actual earnings.
Yeah, revenue's great, but profit is king.
So looking at their profitability metrics, we see some healthy growth.
The numbers are encouraging.
Their profit before tax, PBT,
That's a key metric.
it grew by an impressive 11.9% in FY24 compared to FY23.
Almost 12%, that's substantial.
And their profit after tax, PBT,
The real measure of profitability.
also saw a solid increase of 4.9% in the same period,
Okay.
reaching 792.2 crores.
That's a healthy profit.
This consistent profitability demonstrates their ability to control costs and deliver value,
Yeah, even as they're scaling their operations.
which is not easy to
This shows good management.
And when we look at their earnings per share, EPS,
This is what investors really care about.
it's even more impressive.
It tells the story.
It's gone from 88.26 in FY22 to a whopping 127.21 in FY24.
That's a significant jump.
This shows they're generating real value for their shareholders.
They're delivering.
Now, it's important to look beyond just the earnings numbers.
Right, we need a more complete picture.
We need to understand how efficiently they're using their capital and assets to generate those profits.
That's where metrics like ROCE, ROE, and EBITDA margin come in.
Okay, let's break those down.
Sure.
What exactly are we looking for here?
We want to see how well they're utilizing their resources.
To make the most of what they have.
ROCE, or return on capital employed.
It sounds complicated.
It's simpler than it sounds.
Okay, tell me more.
It tells us how well they're utilizing their capital to generate profits.
So a higher ROCE is better.
Generally, yes.
What's Tata Elxsi's ROCE?
It currently stands at a healthy 38.6%.
So they're making good use of their resources.
They're efficient.
Now what about ROE?
ROE, or return on equity.
This one focuses on shareholder returns, right?
Exactly. It measures the return generated for shareholders' investments.
So it's a key metric for investors.
Absolutely.
What's their ROE?
It sits at an impressive 35.8%.
So both of those are very positive signs.
You're performing well.
What about EBITDA margin?
EBITDA margin gives us a clearer picture of their core profitability.
By stripping away non-operating expenses?
Oh, exactly. It focuses on the core business.
So what's their current EBITDA margin?
It's a solid 30.8%.
That's a good number.
It shows they're controlling costs and generating healthy profits from their core operations.
Okay, so their profitability is strong.
No doubt about it.
But what about future growth?
That's the million-dollar question.
Investors always want to know what's next.
They want to see the future.
What does Tata Elxsi have to say about their future prospects?
Their statements in their earnings calls offer some insights.
Let's hear it.
They've expressed confidence in their ability to capitalize on industry trends,
That's good.
especially in the automotive and healthcare sectors.
Those are their strongholds.
However, they've also acknowledged the competitive pressures they're facing.
So they're realistic.
It's a mix of optimism and cautious realism.
I like that.
They're not overpromising.
But they're still confident.
It's a balanced approach.
It sounds like they're not making any wild promises.
No, they're not.
But they are confident in their growth trajectory.
They have a plan.
Now, let's dive into the heart of their financial health.
The core.
Their cash flow.
Cash is king.
We need to see how Tata Elxsi is generating and managing its cash,
This tells us a lot.
about their sustainability,
Their ability to invest.
and their overall financial strength.
It's crucial.
Okay, let's start with the basics.
Back to fundamentals.
What are the key areas we need to focus on when analyzing their cash flow?
The cash flow statement is our guide.
It's like a roadmap.
It provides a detailed breakdown of their cash inflows and outflows.
It shows where the money is coming from and going to.
Exactly.
We'll want to pay close attention to cash from operations
That's the core,
and free cash flow.
the fuel for growth.
These metrics give us a clear picture of their ability to generate cash from their core business activities
Their ability to fund investments.
and their ability to return value to shareholders.
It's all connected.
So essentially, we want to see strong, positive cash flow from operations
Yes, we do.
and a healthy amount of free cash flow.
That gives them flexibility.
Strong cash flow indicates financial health
It's a vital sign.
and gives them the flexibility to pursue opportunities,
Whether it's paying dividends,
reducing debt,
making acquisitions,
or investing in research and development to fuel innovation.
it's the engine of growth.
Okay, so we've got the fundamentals covered. Revenue growth, profitability, and the importance of cash flow.
The foundation is strong.
Where do we go from here?
Deeper.
Let's delve into the details of Tata Elxsi's cash flow statement, analyze their debt levels, and examine their shareholder structure
We'll uncover more insights
to give you a comprehensive understanding of their financial strength.
and their potential for future success.
It's going to be an exciting journey.
Stay tuned. All right, welcome back.
Back for more.
We're digging deeper into Tata Elxsi's financials.
Getting into the detail.
And remember, you're looking for those key indicators
The ones that tell us about their financial strength.
and their growth potential,
We left off talking about cash flow.
the lifeblood of any business.
So let's jump right into their cash flow statement.
All right, let's see how their cash flow stacks up.
I'm ready for the numbers.
What are we looking for here?
I want to see those standout numbers
The ones that really tell the story.
from their recent performance,
Okay, let's focus on FY24.
their latest fiscal year.
Their statement of cash flows
It's all laid out there.
shows a profit for the year,
Profit's good.
a massive 79,223.79 lakhs.
That's a lot of lakhs.
But the real story unfolds.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
When we look at cash flow from operations,
That's the core, right?
it takes into account adjustments,
Like depreciation, changes in working capital.
all those important factors.
So it's not just about the profit they report.
No, it's not.
It's about how much cash they're actually generating.
From their core business activities.
For real money coming in.
What does that number look like?
I'm eager to see.
In FY24,
Okay.
their cash flow from operations reached an impressive 90,222.24 lakhs.
Now that's a strong number.
Yeah. It tells us they're effectively converting their profits into cash.
That's a sign of a healthy business.
A sustainable business.
But we also need to consider their capital expenditures
Right, those investments they made.
in property, plant, and equipment.
the things they need to keep growing.
That's where free cash flow comes in,
It's the cash they have left over.
after covering their essential needs.
Operating and investment needs.
It represents their financial flexibility.
Their ability to seize opportunities.
So what's their free cash flow looking like?
It's a healthy number.
Give me the details.
In FY24, their free cash flow came in at a healthy 64,114.78 lakhs.
Another impressive figure.
This robust free cash flow
It gives them options
to fuel their future growth.
and enhance shareholder value.
Absolutely.
Okay, so they're generating solid cash flow from their operations,
Yes, they are.
and they have a significant amount of free cash flow at their disposal.
They're in a good position.
Now, what about their cash reserves?
How much cash do they have on hand?
How much of a financial cushion are we talking about?
Their cash and cash equivalents,
As of,
March 31st, 2024,
okay,
totaled a substantial 2,034,155.89 lakhs.
that's a big number.
This large cash reserve,
It's like a safety net
it allows them to navigate economic uncertainties.
and seize opportunities as they arise.
They're prepared for anything.
That's impressive. It definitely gives them the financial firepower to pursue their growth ambitions.
They're well capitalized.
Speaking of financial strength, let's talk about debt.
All right, debt is an important factor.
How much debt is Tata Elxsi carrying?
And is it a cause for concern? To assess their debt level, we look at their debt-to-equity ratio.
Okay, debt to equity ratio.
It compares their total debt to their shareholder equity.
So a lower ratio is better.
It indicates they're not overly reliant on borrowed money.
A high ratio could be a red flag.
It could signal potential risk.
So where does Tata Elxsi stand on this metric?
Their debt-to-equity ratio as of March 31st, 2024, was an impressively low 0.07.
That's very low.
This indicates a very conservative financial structure.
So they're not taking on excessive debt to fuel their growth.
They're managing their finances prudently.
That's reassuring.
It means they're not putting themselves at undue risk.
But we also need to make sure their earnings are translating into real cash.
Right, we need to look at the quality of their earnings.
You mentioned the PT to cash from operations ratio earlier.
It's a key metric.
Can you explain what that tells us?
It compares their reported profit after tax, PT.
To the actual cash generated from their operations.
It shows us if their profits are backed by solid cash generation.
Ideally, we want to see a ratio close to 1.
That's the goal.
And what's the ratio for Tata Elxsi?
For FY24, their PT to cash from operations ratio was a strong 0.88.
Pretty close to 1.
It tells us that their earnings are high quality.
Their profits are converting into real cash flow.
It reinforces the picture of a financially sound company.
Okay, so they have low debt, strong cash flow.
And their earnings are translating into actual cash.
Now, let's shift our focus to their working capital.
All right, let's see how they're managing their short-term assets and liabilities.
Specifically, how effectively are they managing their trade receivables?
The money owed to them by their customers.
We need to make sure they're not having any issues collecting payments.
Right. A rapid increase in trade receivables could be a warning sign.
So what's the trend looking like for Tata Elxsi?
Their trade receivables have gradually increased over the past few years, reaching 26,144.59 lakhs as of March 31st, 2024.
That's a sizable number.
But their revenue has also been growing steadily.
So a proportional increase is not necessarily a red flag.
It's important to look at the overall picture.
Now, what about asset turnovers?
How effectively are they using their assets to generate revenue?
Asset turnovers are a key measure of operational efficiency.
A high ratio suggests they're generating a lot of revenue from their assets.
They're making the most of what they have.
What's the asset turnover ratio for Tata Elxsi?
Let's find out.
Their asset turnover ratio has been relatively stable over the past few years, hovering around 0.8.
So they're utilizing their assets reasonably well.
But there might be some room for improvement.
In terms of maximizing their asset utilization.
It's something to keep an eye on.
Okay, so they're not lagging behind on this metric.
But there's always room for optimization.
Now, we've talked a lot about their financials.
We've covered a lot of ground.
But let's not forget about their business model.
Right. How do they make money?
Can you tell us more about their reliance on third-party transactions?
Those deals they make with external clients.
It's a significant part of their revenue stream.
They generate a large portion of their income from providing services to clients.
Like Jaguar Land Rover Limited.
And other major players across various industries.
That makes sense, given their expertise in design and technology.
They're a trusted partner.
But is there any risk associated with this reliance on third-party transactions?
It's something to consider.
What if they lose a major client?
They've been actively working to expand their customer base
To mitigate that risk.
and diversify their service offerings.
So they're aware of the potential pitfalls of client concentration.
They're taking steps to broaden their revenue streams.
Now, let's move on to a crucial aspect for investors.
The bottom line,
Valuation.
how much is the company worth?
How do we determine if Tata Elxsi's stock price is a good deal or not?
Valuation involves assessing their stock price relative to their earnings and growth prospects.
It's about looking at the bigger picture.
Two commonly used metrics are the PE ratio and the PEG ratio.
Okay, PE ratio, PEG ratio.
The PE ratio, or price to earnings ratio.
It compares their stock price to their earnings per share.
It gives us a sense of how much investors are willing to pay for each rupee of their earnings.
What's considered a high or low PE ratio?
There's no magic number.
It depends on the industry and market conditions.
However, a PE ratio below 15 is generally considered relatively low,
Okay.
while a ratio above 30 might be viewed as high.
So where does Tata Elxsi fall on this spectrum?
Their PE ratio has been fluctuating recently,
It's a dynamic market.
but as of today, it's around 32.
That's above 30.
This suggests that investors are willing to pay a premium for their earnings,
They're bullish on Tata Elxsi
likely due to their strong growth potential,
and their favorable positioning in attractive industries.
like automotive and healthcare.
So their PE ratio indicates a positive sentiment from investors.
They're optimistic about the future.
But we also need to factor in their growth rate, right?
That's where the PEG ratio comes in.
The PEG ratio adjusts for growth.
It provides a more nuanced view of their valuation.
A PEG ratio of 1 is generally considered fairly valued.
That's the benchmark.
And what's Tata Elxsi's PEG ratio?
Currently, their PEG ratio stands at around 1.2
So they might be slightly overvalued,
relative to their earnings growth,
but it's still within a reasonable range.
given their track record and future prospects.
Okay, so they're not a screaming bargain.
But their valuation seems justified.
Now, let's wrap up our financial analysis by looking at their shareholding pattern.
Who owns the company?
Who are the major players?
And what does their ownership structure tell us?
It's all about understanding the power dynamics.
As of March 31st, 2024,
Okay.
Tata Sons Private Limited is the largest shareholder,
The Tata Group.
holding a significant 42.22% stake.
That's a big chunk.
The remaining shares are held by a mix of institutional investors, mutual funds, and individual shareholders.
So it's a diversified shareholder base.
A good mix.
But with Tata Sons holding such a large stake
It's important to understand their role and influence.
in the company's decision-making processes,
They have a lot of sway.
the dominance of Tata Sons is something to keep in mind.
When evaluating their corporate governance,
And their strategic direction.
it's a key factor.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here.
We've analyzed their cash flow,
Their debt levels,
their profitability,
their working capital,
their valuation.
and their shareholding pattern.
We've got a comprehensive view.
What's the key takeaway for our listeners?
Tata Elxsi is a financially solid company
With a strong track record.
of growth, profitability, and prudent financial management.
They're ticking all the boxes.
They're generating robust cash flow
Maintaining low debt levels.
and effectively converting their profits into cash.
Their valuation reflects their positive growth prospects.
And their ownership structure provides a mix of stability and diversity.
So far, so good.
But they also face challenges,
It's not all sunshine and rainbows.
including competition from global giants
Those big players are always a threat.
and the need to further diversify their client base.
To reduce their reliance on a few key clients.
Their ability to navigate these challenges
And continue executing their design digital strategy.
will be crucial for maintaining their momentum.
And delivering long-term value for their shareholders.
It's all about execution.
Now, in part 3 of our deep dive,
We're shifting gears.
we'll move from numbers to real-world applications.
We'll explore the specific projects, partnerships, and industry trends that are shaping Tata Elxsi's future.
We'll see how their design digital strategy is translating into tangible solutions.
It's going to be fascinating.
Welcome back. It's time to connect those numbers we talked about to the real world.
Yeah, we're going to explore how Tata Elxsi's design digital strategy is actually playing out in different industries.
And what it all means for their future.
Exactly. We'll see how it's all coming together.
So Tata Elxsi, they're really at the forefront of some key trends, right?
Absolutely. Things like software-defined vehicles,
Digital healthcare, connected experiences.
all those exciting areas where technology is reshaping industries.
It's really exciting to see how they're shaping the future with their design-led engineering approach.
They're not just following trends.
They're leading the way.
Yeah, they're creating the future.
Okay, let's start with the automotive industry.
All right, let's dive into the world of cars.
We know it's a major growth driver for Tata Elxsi.
It's a huge market.
What are some of their most notable projects and initiatives in this space?
One of the most significant trends in automotive is the rise of software-defined vehicles.
SDVs.
These are vehicles where software plays a much bigger role than in traditional cars.
So it's not just about the engine and the mechanics anymore?
It's about the brains of the car.
The software that controls everything.
Think of it like your smartphone on wheels.
Constantly updating with new features and capabilities.
Exactly. It's a whole new level of connectivity and intelligence.
And Tata Elxsi is playing a key role in this transformation, right?
They're developing advanced driver assistance systems.
Okay, so things like lane departure warnings and adaptive cruise control.
Connected car platforms.
That's what Tether is all about.
And even autonomous driving technologies.
Self-driving cars. The future is here.
It's closer than you think.
So they're not just designing the physical car anymore.
No, they're shaping the entire driving experience.
That's pretty amazing.
It's a whole new way of thinking about mobility.
What about healthcare?
Healthcare is another area where Tata Elxsi is making a big impact.
How is their design digital strategy impacting this industry?
They're leveraging digital technologies to transform healthcare in some really innovative ways.
Can you give us some examples?
They're developing solutions that enhance patient care,
Okay.
improve medical device functionality,
Making healthcare more efficient and effective.
and create new possibilities for digital therapeutics.
Digital therapeutics, that sounds fascinating.
It's a cutting-edge field.
Can you tell us more about it?
Imagine a world where software applications can help treat medical conditions.
That's mind-blowing.
That's essentially what digital therapeutics is all about.
It's like medicine going digital.
Tata Elxsi is developing platforms and solutions that use technology to deliver personalized therapies,
Tailored to each patient's needs.
monitor patient progress,
Keeping track of their health in real time.
and improve health outcomes.
Ultimately, it's about better health for everyone. Wow, that's incredible. It really makes you wonder what other amazing healthcare innovations are just around the corner.
The future of healthcare is bright.
Now, let's shift gears and talk about media and communications.
Okay. Media and telecom,
We know they face some challenges in this segment,
it's a competitive market.
but how are they adapting and leveraging their design digital capabilities to stay ahead of the curve?
They're focusing on areas where their design and technology expertise can really shine.
Like ad tech and network transformation.
Those are key areas of growth.
Can you elaborate on that? What are they specifically doing in these areas?
In ad tech, they're developing solutions that help media companies deliver more targeted and personalized advertising experiences.
So they're helping media companies reach the right audience with the right message at the right time.
That's the goal of ad tech.
What about network transformation?
In network transformation, they're helping telecom companies modernize their infrastructure
Okay.
and embrace new technologies like 5G and cloud computing.
It's all about staying ahead of the technology curve.
This could involve designing and implementing new network architectures,
Building the networks of the future.
developing software solutions that automate network operations,
Making things more efficient.
and creating innovative services that leverage the power of next-generation networks.
It sounds like they're playing a key role in helping media and telecom companies navigate the rapidly evolving digital landscape and stay competitive.
They're essential partners in this transformation.
Now, we can't talk about Tata Elxsi without mentioning their strategic partnerships.
Partnerships are crucial in today's business world.
We already know about their deep collaboration with Jaguar Land Rover.
It's a long-standing and successful partnership.
But what other partnerships are they forging to enhance their capabilities and reach?
They're actively partnering with a wide range of players.
Okay, give us some examples.
Leading technology providers,
The best in the business,
research institutions,
leading-edge research,
and industry experts.
the thought leaders. These partnerships allow them to access cutting-edge technologies,
They're always on the lookout for new and innovative solutions,
expand their knowledge base,
learning from the best, and reach new markets.
expanding their global footprint. So they're not just relying on their internal expertise.
They're tapping into a wider network of innovation and knowledge.
That's a smart move. Collaboration is key.
It's the way of the future.
Now let's bring it all together.
Okay, big picture time.
We've explored their projects, their partnerships, and the industry trends they're tackling.
We've covered a lot of ground.
How is all of this translating into tangible financial results?
Their strong revenue growth
especially in the automotive and healthcare sectors.
is a direct reflection of their successful design digital strategy.
So it's all connected,
They're delivering high-value services
creating innovative solutions.
and securing strategic partnerships.
And all of that is driving their financial performance.
It's a winning formula.
So it's not just about cool projects and cutting-edge technology.
It's about business results.
It's about connecting those innovations to real business value and financial success.
That's the key.
And their commitment to nurturing a talented workforce, fostering a culture of innovation, and strategically pursuing partnerships is crucial for maintaining this momentum and staying ahead of the curve.
It's about the people, the ideas, and the collaborations.
All working together to create a thriving ecosystem of innovation and growth.
It's a powerful combination.
Well, this has been an incredibly insightful deep dive into Tata Elxsi.
We've really gotten to know this company.
We've covered their financials, their design digital strategy, their industry impact, and their future prospects.
It's been a fascinating journey.
What are your final thoughts for our listener?
Tata Elxsi is a company that's pushing the boundaries of innovation, leveraging its design and technology expertise to transform industries and shape the future.
They're a company that understands the power of connecting creativity with business value.
And their journey is far from over.
It's exciting to think about what they'll achieve next.
I'm excited to see what the future holds for them.
And as always, we encourage you to continue exploring Tata Elxsi's story.
Do your own research.
Visit their investor relations website for more information, stay up to date on their latest developments, and see for yourself how they're shaping the world we live in.
It's a company worth watching.
This is a company that's definitely worth watching.